So this is how you make a post on Nerds for Life blogs. I'm just going to give you a basic as well as an in-depth rundown on how to use WordPress in the best possible way. What you guys need to do is put in a heading. That's pretty explanatory. Heading at the top. Now after that, make sure the heading is exactly the same as this little link here, because that will be the link that people search your article with. So make sure they're exactly the same. Just copy and paste them in and push OK. From there, it'll be the exact same wording, and that's the first step. Obviously, here's the body. So you just write whatever you're going to talk about. All right, guys, so if you look on the right-hand side, usually you look like this. You're going to look at the right-hand side, there's a categories section. Now, this article is about Vikings. So you click the uncategorized section because we don't want anything under uncategorized. And you look for, let's just say, news, opinion as well. And let's find Vikings, just Vikings. Also, click the primary. Now, only one category can fall under the primary. Put whatever topic you're talking about, the primary topic you're talking about, as the primary category. This is a Vikings article, so click Vikings as the primary, for example. Now, the quickest way for you guys to add images to your articles is to go over here, go to Google Images, type in whatever photo you want, just copy the image, and paste it where you want it to be. That is the easiest way of doing it. Now, there are other ways of doing it as well. For example, you can just go up here to add image or add media and upload the file. Just select the file, click on whatever article, whatever image you like, just push enter and insert that into your post. It'll appear there. You can then click on the image and adjust it any way you like. Also, one key thing, please make sure to align your image in the center. If you don't, things look kind of weird after you publish it. Unless you want it to specifically be on the left-hand side, for instance, with the writing to the right, make sure you align it in the center. You need a feature image. All feature images must be rectangular. To add a feature image, go to the feature image section down here on the bottom right of your screen. You click Set Feature Image. You can either select one from the media library, make sure that it is obviously relevant to your article, or you can upload a new file, as we did with the image previously. You just select the image and you put Set Feature Image. Now make sure that they are all rectangular, but horizontally, not vertically, because if it's vertically, it looks really weird on Facebook, as well as looking really weird when you publish the article. So that's the basics on how to essentially make a post. But you guys probably should have a more in-depth knowledge on how to maximize views. I'm going to give you a brief rundown on how to do this so you guys can learn, not just so you guys can do it, but so you guys can learn yourselves as well. If you scroll down, this is the main SEO section here. This is called the snippet preview. Okay, this is what you see on Twitter, Google Plus, or Facebook. This is essentially the description and the title from what you see. As you can see, it's pretty rubbish at the moment. So what you got to do is you got to go up here, copy and paste your title, and put it back in. Now that orange line means it's not good enough. Okay, so just let's add a few words. Now you guys can see that the line has turned green. That means it's the perfect length. And as you can see, it's changed up here. That's how you will see it on Facebook. Now make sure the slug is exactly the same. So you want to just delete that and change it there. So suddenly it's perfect. Now this is the meta description. Now this description is essentially what the article's about, and it's how it is displayed on social media. So don't forget to add a description. Now this meta description is the same concept as the SEO title just up here. If it's orange, it means it's not good enough. You need it to be green. So we'll just add a few more words. Now that means that it's too long as well. If the whole thing goes red, it means it's too long. So you've got to make sure that it's within the green line. Obviously make it make sense. That one, doesn't really make any sense. But the point is, make sure that it's green. Now, if we keep scrolling down, you will see that there is a subheading section here in post options. Now, this subheading is seen below your main heading. So, for instance, we're talking about Vikings. So, whatever the article is about, I've done the title up here. Who will be the next king? Oh, sorry, I've changed it to who will be the next king in season 5 of Vikings. So, below here, you just put in Vikings news. Now, once you've done that, that will eventually appear underneath your main heading. As you can see down here, that is my title, but that's the subheading, Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power. That's what I wrote down here when it came to that article. So make sure you guys put that in as well. Next are the tags. Now these tags are crucial. This is how people find our articles through Google. Now we're talking about Vikings, so you put Vikings. Vikings Season 5. And whatever else comes to mind that is related to your article, because that's how people essentially find your piece online after it's written. Facebook can only give us so many views. Google actually gives us the most. So we want to make ourselves as searchable as possible. Now, photos are pretty crucial. Now, we have to make sure that our photos appear in Google Images. So when you click on the photo, make sure that it's aligned in the center again. Click Edit. And there is a caption, alternative text, image title attribute, and image CSS class. Make sure they're all filled out in the same way. Vikings Season 5. Just copy and paste that in all these sections. You push update, and then suddenly it appears down here. Now lastly, guys, there are links. Now, we want people to find as many articles on our website as possible. It's keeping the viewer essentially entertained for a longer period of time than just one article and then they just leave. We want them to keep reading more articles that are related to the subjects that they're already reading about. For instance, this one's a Vikings article. Now, we want to put older articles that not necessarily are written by you, but by others on Nerds for Life that have written about similar topics. For example, all you got to do is click over here, go to the website, go to search, type in Vikings or whatever subject you're talking about, and click on a related article. From there, you just copy and paste the URL to a word that is relatable. So, for instance, Viking Army. You just go over here, insert text link, you click on that, paste the URL in there, hit enter, and then make it italic. From there, you've actually inserted a direct link to that article that was previously written. And at the same time, you increase the amount of views we get per article because people do go into the backlinks and they do click on these links that lead to more articles, which then lead to more articles, which then lead to more articles. Try to add 4 or 5 of these in your articles. Don't make them, next to each other like this. Don't do that. That's just too much. Try to space it out. Put one here, maybe put one here. Also, don't use the same article. Try to find at least 2 different articles that are related to your topic that you can fit within your piece. They could be anywhere in the article. Just make sure that it's kind of related and use keywords that entice the reader to click on them. For instance, if I just put a link to an article using the word as, people probably won't click on it. But if you put an article related to Ragnar Lothbrok, for instance, people might actually click on that because they want to know more about that person. So please use words that are going to be clicked on. Now, there's another way you guys can actually add previous articles of your own or of other people's. Now, the other way of doing it is going over here again, copying and pasting the URL of this article. Just make sure that it's related to you. Going over here, back to your article, and pasting the link inside the paragraph. From there, suddenly there's a preview of that said article. Now, if you were to click on this, it would actually send you to this page directly. So for the viewer, it's not annoying. It's just a good way of advertising that we are writing more than just this one piece. If you're interested in this, maybe you're also interested in this article as well. Now, make sure that you don't do it at random points, because some people might assume that this is the end of your piece. So make sure that you do this at a time that best suits your article. Another issue when adding these articles are that if you do it at the last part of your article, right at the end, for some reason the link doesn't work. So you have to make sure that there is writing before and after this initial link. Otherwise, it won't appear, and it'll just appear as a random link at the bottom of your page, which you can't click on. So make sure there's a little bit of writing at the end. You can write something very simple like, for more Vikings, make sure to continue reading Nerds for Life blog. Simple sentence, but it allows this link to work. Now, another thing that you guys need to add are page breaks. Now, this is important when it comes to our ads as well as our readers, because they get a break in between reading. Usually, if there is a massive 1,000 word article, people skim through it and go, oh, this is a bit too long to read. I might not invest my time in this. But let's just say you break it up in 250 word lots, you put 4 pages in, and suddenly people are more inclined to read it. And once you start reading an article, you're most likely going to finish it. So let's put page breaks in. Now, to do that, all you got to do is go over here and click text. Now, when you click text, a whole bunch of random stuff appears. And as you can see, it's kind of hard to make out what's what. Okay? So go back to visual. And let's just say you want to put your page break here, just before this article link. All you got to do is type more on page 2. Now then you go back to text, and it's much easier to find where you want to put your page break, because you can easily read it. Now all you got to do is just go underneath more on page 2 and paste in this code, which you can see here. Now if you can't find this code, what you got to do is go onto some previous articles which have been made in the last couple of weeks, go into the text section up here and look for this next page section. Just copy it and paste it in your article later on. After that, return to visual, and suddenly there is a page break here. From there, guys, this is what your article should actually look like. As you can see, there's the heading, the link is the same, there's writing, there are links to previous articles here, here, and here, a photo in the center, there's some writing down here, a description for the photo, page breaks, more on page 2, try to make it bold as well, actually, that's another little tip. Then we move down to here, there's another article that's being publicized, another article that's being publicized. Everything's good over here SEO wise. There's a focus keyword. There's a subheading, plenty of tags, a rectangular featured image, and plenty of categories with the primary selected. From there, you guys are fine to publish it.